Dreaming big and bold is the first step towards achieving anything remarkable. It is the foundation upon which every success story is built, including my own. There was a time when I was told that I didn't fit the typical mold of what an actress should be. People told me that I couldn't be the star of Bollywood or make it internationally because of my looks, my accent, my background, or the fact that I was from a small town. But I refused to listen. Instead, I chose to dream bigger than I had ever imagined. When I was younger, my dreams were a reflection of what others expected from me. I wanted to be a doctor, a lawyer, a typical success story that could be easily understood. But somewhere along the way, I realized that the dreams I was dreaming weren't truly mine. They were shaped by societal expectations, and they didn't excite me. I decided to break free from the limitations of those expectations. I dreamed of being something more than what the world had predicted for me. And when I dared to dream big, something incredible happened. I found my passion. The first time I dreamed big was when I entered the Miss World competition. It was a dream that was so far out of reach that it terrified me. But it was also the dream that pushed me to give everything I had. I remember working tirelessly, not just on my looks or my walk, but on believing that I was worthy of being there, that I deserved to be seen. And when I won, I realized something that I carry with me every day. You cannot limit your dreams by what you think is possible. Dreaming big requires vulnerability because it opens you up to failure, to rejection, but it also opens you up to opportunities that you never imagined. It was the same with my transition from Bollywood to Hollywood. I was told it couldn't be done, that an Indian actress couldn't break through in the West. But I knew that if I didn't take that leap, I would always wonder what could have been. I ran towards that dream with everything in me, and while the road was tough and the challenges were many, I wouldn't have traded that journey for anything. So I urge you, dream big. Dream so big that you start to question if it's even possible. But never let that doubt stop you. The world is full of possibilities, and you are capable of so much more than you know. Believe in your dreams, run towards them with all your heart, and let them shape the person you're meant to become. Embracing your uniqueness is one of the most powerful things you can do on your journey towards success. For many years, I struggled with the idea of fitting in. As a young girl, I didn't look like the typical Bollywood actress. I was told that my features, my accent, and even my personality didn't align with what was considered marketable in the film industry. I faced constant comparisons to other actresses and was made to feel that I was too different, too much of an outsider. But rather than letting these comments define me, I learned to embrace the very things that made me unique, and in doing so I found my strength. You see, when you try to fit into someone else's mold, you lose sight of who you truly are. Society and the world around you will constantly try to push you into predefined boxes, but it's important to remember that your individuality is not a flaw, it is your gift. The qualities that make you different are the ones that will help you stand out and lead you to your success. When I chose to embrace my uniqueness, I found that it became my greatest asset. I began to understand that the things that made me different were the things that made me asterisk, and that was exactly what the world needed. I remember walking into my first few auditions and feeling insecure, thinking I wasn't good enough or beautiful enough. But over time, I realized that I wasn't meant to be anyone else. I was meant to be Priyanka Chopra, the girl from Barely, the one with the accent, the one who didn't always follow the rules. That is what brought me my success. I was cast in roles because I wasn't afraid to bring my true self to the screen. It wasn't just about my looks or my acting ability. It was about how I made the characters I portrayed my own asterisk. I didn't try to be what others expected. I was unapologetically me, and that resonated with people. In every step of my career, I have learned that embracing your uniqueness isn't just about loving the parts of yourself that make you feel good. It's also about accepting the parts that challenge you. When you let go of the pressure to be perfect or to conform, you free yourself to fully live your truth. The world needs your authenticity, your voice, and your perspective. So, never hide the things that make you stand out. Instead, wear them with pride, because in embracing your uniqueness, you'll find that you have the power to change the world around you. Failure is a word that often carries a heavy stigma, one that many of us try to avoid at all costs. But the truth is, failure is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. If I had allowed myself to be defined by my failures, I wouldn't be where I am today. I would have missed out on some of the most important lessons I've learned in my life. I call it failing forward, the idea that failure is not the end of the road, but rather a stepping stone on the path to success. Throughout my career, I've encountered my fair share of setbacks and disappointments. There were times when I didn't land the role I wanted, times when critics didn't respond well to my work, or times when I thought I wasn't good enough. But each of those moments taught me something invaluable. Every failure was an opportunity for growth, an opportunity to refine my craft, to better understand myself, and to come back stronger. In fact, I often look back on my failures with gratitude because they pushed me to dig deeper, to work harder, and to be more resilient. I remember early in my career when I was rejected for a role that I thought was meant for me. I was devastated. I had worked so hard, and yet someone else was chosen. But instead of letting that rejection crush my spirit, I used it as fuel. I didn't wallow in self-doubt. Instead, I asked myself, what can I learn from this? That question became the cornerstone of my approach to failure. It's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get back up and learn from your mistakes. Failure teaches you humility. It teaches you to be patient, to trust the process, and to never give up on your dreams. I've come to understand that the path to success is never linear. There will always be detours, bumps, and obstacles along the way. But each of those challenges is an opportunity to become better, to refine your approach, and to find new ways to achieve your goals. I also learned that failure doesn't define you. It's how you respond to it that does. The most successful people I know are those who have failed the most. They understand that failure is just part of the journey, not the end of it. So, don't be afraid to fail. Fail forward, learn from it, and let it drive you toward greater success. Empowering others along your journey is one of the most fulfilling aspects of success. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of personal achievement, to focus solely on your own goals and dreams. But as I've learned throughout my life and career, true success is not just about reaching the top, it's about bringing others along with you and lifting them up as you rise. When you empower others, you create a ripple effect that extends far beyond yourself, shaping a community of support and inspiration that strengthens everyone involved. I've always believed that lifting others is as important as achieving your own success. Whether it's supporting a fellow actress in a film set, helping a colleague in a challenging moment, or being there for someone who needs guidance, empowerment is about creating an environment where people feel seen, heard, and encouraged to pursue their own dreams. It's not about doing things for others. It's about giving them the confidence and tools they need to succeed on their own terms. During my journey, I have seen firsthand how the support of those around me has been instrumental in my growth. I've had mentors, friends, and colleagues who believed in me even when I didn't fully believe in myself. They didn't hold me back. Instead, they empowered me to be my best self. I made a promise to myself that I would do the same for others. I realized that when you help someone else succeed, you not only brighten their life but also enrich your own. There's an immense sense of fulfillment that comes with seeing someone grow because of your encouragement or support. Empowering others is also about recognizing their potential, even before they see it in themselves. It's about seeing someone's worth, even if they don't recognize it yet. I've had people in my life who saw something in me before I could see it myself, and I've tried to do the same for others. Whether it's helping someone find their voice, encouraging someone to step out of their comfort zone, or giving someone the opportunity to shine, these acts of empowerment have the power to transform lives. When you empower others, you create a culture of collaboration rather than competition. You build a community where everyone's success is celebrated, not just your own. It's a reminder that success doesn't have to be a zero-sum game. There is enough room for all of us to succeed. So, as you chase your dreams, don't forget to reach back and pull others up along the way. Empowering others not only enriches their lives, but also adds immeasurable depth and meaning to your own journey. The journey towards success is never truly complete, and the most powerful tool we have in our pursuit of greatness is our willingness to learn. It's easy to become complacent once you achieve a certain level of success, but I've come to understand that the moment you stop learning is the moment you stop growing. Whether you're at the beginning of your career or you've already achieved what many would consider the pinnacle, there's always something new to learn. This mindset of continuous learning has been crucial to my own evolution, and it's something I carry with me every single day. When I first started out, I knew very little about the film industry, let alone about acting itself. I had to learn everything from scratch: how to project my voice, how to connect with my character, how to navigate the pressures of fame. But I didn't stop there. I pushed myself to learn more than just the technical aspects of my craft. I wanted to understand the bigger picture. How does the industry work? What motivates the people I work with? What are the cultural dynamics at play? By asking these questions, I was able to grow beyond just being an actor. I became a more well-rounded individual who understood the nuances of the world around me. Learning also involves embracing discomfort and stepping out of your comfort zone. There were moments in my career where I had to take on roles or projects that were completely unfamiliar to me. I remember being nervous about my transition from Bollywood to Hollywood. But instead of letting that fear hold me back, I saw it as an opportunity to learn. I immersed myself in new environments, working with different people, and studying new styles of filmmaking. With each new project, I learned more about my craft, about myself, and about how to approach challenges with a fresh perspective. It's also important to remember that learning isn't just about gaining knowledge, it's about evolving emotionally and mentally. Life has a way of teaching you lessons that no textbook ever could. From personal experiences to the people you meet along the way, there's always an opportunity to grow. I've learned the importance of emotional intelligence, of understanding others, of listening more than speaking. These lessons have been just as valuable, if not more so, than anything I've learned on set. So never stop learning. It doesn't matter how far you've come or how successful you've been. There's always room for improvement. The world is constantly evolving, and in order to keep up, we must continue to educate ourselves, challenge our own perspectives, and seek out new opportunities for growth. When you adopt the mindset of a lifelong learner, you'll not only enhance your own life, but also be able to make a greater impact on the world around you. Believing in yourself is the cornerstone of success. It's the foundation that holds everything together when the world around you is questioning your every move. For many of us, self-doubt is an inevitable part of the journey. We're often our own harshest critics, guessing our abilities and questioning whether we deserve the success we're striving for. But what I've come to realize over the years is that if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. The belief you have in your own potential is what will drive you forward, even in the face of adversity. When I first started my career, I faced a lot of rejection. I was told I wasn't the right fit, that I didn't look the part, and that I didn't have what it takes to make it in the film industry. I remember feeling devastated at times, questioning whether I was truly cut out for this career, but in those moments it was my belief in myself that kept me going. I knew that if I didn't believe in my own worth, no one else would. I held on to the conviction that I had something unique to offer, something that no one else could replicate, and that belief fueled my determination to push through the challenges. Believing in yourself isn't just about confidence. It's also about trusting the process, even when things aren't going your way. There will always be obstacles, rejections, failures, moments of doubt, but those are the moments that test your belief in yourself. It's in those tough times that you must remind yourself that your journey is yours alone. No one else has walked the same path, faced the same struggles, or encountered the same challenges. Your resilience, your perseverance, your ability to keep going despite everything, those are the qualities that will carry you through. I've also learned that believing in yourself means trusting your instincts, even when others may not understand your vision. There will be times when people will tell you that your ideas are too bold, too unconventional, or too risky. But if you have a strong belief in your abilities and your dreams, you must trust yourself enough to take those risks. The world needs your vision, your unique perspective, and your courage to take the leap. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you won't face doubts or insecurities. It means you acknowledge them and push forward anyway. It's about knowing that you are worthy of success, that your dreams are valid, and that you have everything within you to make them a reality. When you believe in yourself, you open up a world of possibilities. You start to see setbacks as learning opportunities, rejections as stepping stones, and failures as lessons. It all begins with one simple truth: you are enough.